Okay, so we're in Cadvent and day three, the sheet metal part. I had some questions about that, so I thought I would do a quick video just showing how I would make this particular part. So, based on the drawing, we've got this profile. So, it's a sheet metal part that's bent. So, there's a variety of ways to do it. I really prefer this way. So, basically my critical dimensions 0.5 inches, 6 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go on to here and I'll create a sketch on the front plane and to normalize it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the line tool and I'm just going to make sure that I've got a vertical, a horizontal, and the horizontal is 6 inches. And another, whoops, I want to keep it to be aligned. I'm going to go from there, and I'm just using that to make sure, and I'll set. So I've got my critical dimensions, and I'm just going to use the midpoint tool, and I'm just going to go click on that, and then click on that. And there we go. Everything's centered. I like to have things centered on the origin. It just makes life easy. Now, with the sheet metal part, if you're not sure where to find it, if you just type sheet and you can get a sheet metal model. And what I can do, I really prefer using the extrude. So basically I have my sketch and you can see there's the sketch. So that works out really well. So I'm just going to go, okay, I want that and that and that. And that's going to be my model. Now you can see the thickness. I'm just going to flip the thickness in here because according to my diagram, that's the maximum. So I got to have it extrude on the inside. And then the thickness of the material was 0.08. So I enter that there. And my bend radius, you'll notice with the bend radius, it says that the radius is 0.109. And what I've done here is I've set it to 0.109 minus 0.08, which is the thickness. If I don't do that, then this curve is going to be bigger and things aren't going to work the way I want. But if I subtract the thickness of the material, everything's going to work. So those are the key things for that. And I should be able to click the green check mark. And if I just click and look down here, I can see that, yep, my values are what I expect them to be. And if I take that point and go to that point, it says that it's 6 inches. So life's good. Everything is working the way I want it to be. Now, on the side here, I can see the holes. And again, so if this is my perspective drawing, there's my top, there's my front. So that's my right-hand side. So I like to just keep that in mind in case something's not symmetrical. So I'm going to use it the right side. Now, the one thing is with my sheet metal model, so this is supposed to be 4 inches, so I didn't extrude that, and it's 4 inches, and I am going to make it symmetric so that way everything's centered properly. Okay, so I'll be able to do a sketch now on this side, and if I do my circle here, what dimension was that circle? So that symbol is your diameter, so 0.196. So 0.196. And I can see that, so it's 0.5. These arrows are a little confusing, but it's 0.5 from that point to that point and 0.25 from the top edge to the center of it. So D for the dimension tool. And I'm just going to click there, click there. So that's the 0.25. And now I'm going to click there and click that line and 0.5. And with this diagram, it says that there's 4 of these holes. They're 1 inch apart. So that's a perfect way to do my linear pattern. And 4 of them in total. So there's 3 other holes. So it's just making sure that you've got all of that. So that I can extrude, and I'm removing, and I am going through all. And that allows me to have that. So that's really useful. Okay, so the next part is these lightning holes. Now there's a variety of ways to do it. I'm just going to click on this face and do a sketch. And to normalize my view. Okay, so there's my sketch plane. And I'm just going to do some construction. Actually, what I'll do is I'll do some U's. So I'm going to use these points as reference. And I'm just going to do a construction line. Okay, so now that I've got that, I can see that, so we basically have a triangle, and the thing is that I've got the distance from the edges. So with that triangle, what I can just do is just quickly do a triangle, and you'll notice that by doing this, I can make sure that that line is parallel to that. And I'm not sure if that became parallel, so I want to make sure that it's parallel. Okay, and I stupidly made those constructions, so I'll just turn off the construction. And I'm going to do one over here too. And I think what I'm going to do is and I believe I saw, if I look at show constraints, that is already parallel to that, so I'm good. Okay, so the distance on these, so I've got 1/2 inch from the edge. So again, my dimension tool, letter D, boom, boom, that is 1/2 inch. And then the distance from the center, this kind of confuses me, but I believe that total distance is 1/2 inch, while this is 1/4 inch from the center. And there we go. And the reason that went totally black is it's fully constrained. And something went wrong there. Okay, so you see the symbol. So that's the problem. 0.25. Basically, by dragging it too far, then that's what's going on. So that's a little confusing. And so this is going to be 0.5 from that far edge. So again, diameter to distance to that, 0.5. And the radius, I'm going to do the radius afterwards, I think. So what I'll do is I'll simply mirror these now. Oops. I'm stupidly hitting the wrong line. So there's my mirror line. That's getting mirrored on the other side. And turn off the mirror tool, turn it back on, and this time use that line. So there we go. So if I extrude those, I always try to do through all. There we go. And I'm going to do the fillet in here. I could have done it as part of the sketch. I like doing a fillet. There's my radius. I've got that set. So I do need to practice that. Rotating, it might be easier to do it in the sketch because then you just click the two lines. And I think there's faster ways to do this. Yeah, this is taking too long. So if I go back into the sketch, if I do the fillet, it's a little bit easier because I'm just clicking the two lines, 0.1. And once I've done one measurement, I don't have to, it keeps using that same measurement. So it's a little easier for me to create it. It's finding that balance. At what point is it easier to do as a feature? And almost done. I'll have to explore, is there a faster way if I can just select a huge range? I'll have to play with that. But I think I've got my entire thing. I'm not sure why that. Not sure what happened there. There we go. So I think I've got the entire part. Yeah, it looks like I've got the entire part. And the beauty is with the sheet metal, there's my drawing for being able to cut out the flat piece. And there we go.